Hello, and welcome to this edition of Manifest Wisely. I'm going to do a Grateful Dead Collective Tarot reading today, using the Grateful Dead Tarot deck for some Sunday fun day with the fam type thing. So if that interests you, please like, subscribe, stick around, drop a comment if the story resonates with you, and if it doesn't, then it's just not your story. And that's okay. You know, there might be a sigh of relief. And if it's not your story and you're just wanting to be entertained, you're welcome to stay and be entertained. Because really, it's kind of supposed to be for entertainment only, right? So, Spirit, what do we got for this collective? A little 3-card Monty today. Gotta watch out for those guys. Gotta watch out for those guys. I saw a little video on YouTube actually where they were warning against some 3-card Monties in Vegas, which, you know, if you get taken by a 3-card Monty game in Vegas, like maybe you kind of deserve to get your money taken. Sorry, I'm just saying. Like, it's the normal, it's like in the alley, the whole shady business. You know, we're just getting some guidance here. Okay, 8 of Cups. And off to get some guidance, some of you in the collective may have gone. And a brilliant guidance as well. I'm not necessarily seeing this as a fire, as a flame necessarily, like not burning, like not disintegrating anything, but it's illuminating. And it's showing that even in all of this darkness and destruction, that you have this bounty here that's waiting for your, love and affection. The roses here, representing the cups, when, what's traditional, the Hallmark holidays that, people like to complain about. Well, you give, roses on Valentine's Day, perhaps, right? Okay, you do that out of love, out of affection, out of caring. The thing with the 8 of Cups is that turns it into yourself. So knowing that you always are able to renew yourself here, by going one step further, okay, for my deadhead friends, one step further, you are... There's a trivia question for you, right? What was the name of the bus? So, for those of you that are a muggle, don't worry about it, okay? So, any of this deadhead stuff that doesn't make sense. But the rest of the message still pertains, so let's move on. I think it's been enough time on that wonderful 8 of Roses there. Next up, what do we got in the current position, please, for this collective? For the collective. Hope everyone's had a nice weekend. I spent it getting some relaxation in, which was nice. Ooh, one of my favorite cards, especially in this deck. Doorway, Temperance, Sagittarius, Jupiter. Highly recommend you check what your Jupiter placement is. So, right now, 14 may be significant to you. Right now is a time when this doorway has been opened for you. And like I said, it's not about the destruction, it's about illuminating. So, and the doorway is open, and since you've gone through this, it's now allowing you to see clearly even what the doorway looks like. So if you watch one of my previous readings, I was like harping on this because sometimes it's like, you're like, well, wait a second, this isn't a doorway, it's almost like a gateway, you know what I mean? Like, this was for that St. Louis show that came up at the Arch, so go and check that out if you're a deadhead and you want to look at another reading. Anyway, so, it's like, oh, well, where's the doorknob, right? Like, well, the doorway is more, a metaphor, stepping into that new chapter, into that new journey, okay? And, when the meeting's over, you close the door and you go on, and then you're on to the next, and you have to take your gifts with you, right? Neatly packaged here. And this is part of what you're offering into your next chapter here. Now, spiritually speaking, sometimes we have to wait, right? And maybe it's because we've done a whole lot of healing, okay? But the fact that the doorway is appearing now, if it hasn't yet to you, just like be patient. And that Queens of the Stone Age song is coming into my head now. Yeah, it's like, oh, don't go on me, baby, don't go. It's a newer song. Anyway, let's move ahead. So, this may resonate more with Sagittarius as well, fire signs, just because there is fire coming up on that Eight of Roses as well. So, you know, we'll just keep going, shall we? Coming ahead, looking behind, right? Yeah, you know that notion just crossed my mind. Bow, 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 do, 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 do. This oil engine makes it on time. Yeah, when everybody works together. Three of Pentacles, business partnerships. Yes, projects, yes. Okay. So, you know, and a lot of deadheads know this too, that, you know, a lot of these things in that history of that group would never have happened without teamwork. Okay. A lot of us are always like focused on like, oh, I have to find my one and only significant other. Well, sometimes it takes more to get the job done. And then here's somebody capturing it afterwards. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on here. And then there's this garden that somebody planted. Like, there's a whole community being built by this cooperation. And that is part of what you're going to recognize, Sagittarius perhaps, that you're going to recognize and clearly see in your third eye, okay? And then it's going to start to come into fruition. And see how like happy these little bears are? You know what I mean? They're like happy to be working, and like it's going to be, you know, like these kind of passion projects, like fun, you know, fun stuff. You know, maybe you are an actual painter. Maybe you are some kind of artist. Maybe you do live art during the shows. Let's get a quick clarification because I am just under 10 minutes. So, try and cap it at 15. U.S. Blues, Pisces. Now, there's some water energy. 12. 12 to 14. You had 8, 12, and 14 now. What else, Pisces? You could be dealing with a Pisces collective or have it in your chart. 2 of Wands. So anything that you've been planning, I feel like, again, this doorway is opening where it's like this divine timing is saying now is actually the right time. Now is the time. I feel like Arnold, like, now is the time. Yeah, okay. So, and you know, like doing silly voices and things like that, that helps you like open up your throat chakra, okay? So things that you may have been kind of contemplating, studying, you know, planning, you know, strategies of how am I going to get such and such accomplished in order to get to that doorway, right? Because like, you know, I've done my soul searching, I saw the light, and now, and you know, and now is the time. Okay. California, right? Hey man, Terminator was good. Terminator 1 and 2 especially. First one and the second one. I was a big fan. Linda Hamilton. Oh yeah. Remember in that second one, especially the ladies. I know all the women remember this that watched that movie, how jacked her biceps were and everything in that movie. Oh yeah. She was like, I ain't the one, right? I ain't the one to be messed with. Yeah, this is all like And this is not like karmic-y type energy stuff. Like this is all, this is more about like, maybe you're somebody who like you never thought about going into business for yourself, and then you decided to go into business for yourself, and now you've seen the light, and you're like, whoa. And then you had to do kind of some deep soul searching because you're like, well, I wasn't expecting that, so maybe you kind of had to take a step back and lean into it a little bit, right? I think that's what this message is. And, there's a lot of deadheads I know that are, they're their own independent contractor, right? You're self-employed. So maybe for those watching this message in this collective, you are somebody who's self-employed. And maybe this doorway here, maybe you make candles too. There's even a candle on this card, maybe you're a part of the spiritual community with the temperance being here. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. This coming in with the temperance. So things that are holding you in position, yeah, you're feeling like, okay, but remember, now is the time. So now is the time where you have the opportunity, Capricorns, to break any bonds. Okay. Sagittarius and Capricorn right next door to each other in the doorway, right? Okay. Let's do one more here to clarify for this very spiritual collective, I am sure. Oof, a pointed mess. Okay. Ace of Swords. The truth of the situation is coming out. Okay, so whatever you thought that you had to be bound here, you can like drop the act, okay? And you are free to move into, it's like wade in the water, cleanse yourself, maybe take a spiritual bath or something like that, and then allow yourself to get back to what you should be pulling forward into this doorway, not this whole thing. Okay, I just heard it. So this is like nice and light, and then the sound effect I have in my head right now for this, it's like that, you know what I mean? When it's almost like the stone, the cement door closing. That's how this sounds when it's being dragged around. Whereas really, we need to concentrate here. So, and also that could be in your solar plexus. I just got that message. So, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius as well may be significant here with this Ace of Skulls giving us a little dose of truth serum. And maybe the truth is that, whatever this has been, that you think has been holding you back, like it, and this is the whole thing. It's like these figures are actually holding on to it. It's not this. It's the other way around. So if you're worshiping something, okay, worshiping here, something that isn't truth, okay, something that isn't clear, in terms of your goals and how you're going to get into this position of being this butterfly, of being this candle maker, right? Something, and the candlestick maker. Isn't that in one of those rhymes that we all learned growing up? They didn't say, here's the rhyme of hauling around this ginormous statue of whatever gnarly dead animal this is. Of the wolf here, okay? It says right on the card. Grr. But you see how they're holding on to the chains. Chains keep us together, running with the shadows. So this being the devil, El Diablo. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you need to do some shadow work. Could be. In order to let go. See those wolves right there? They're just waiting to rip it all to shreds, right? Don't murder me, and that's what the one over here is. I don't even think he's howling. I think he's like singing it. Don't murder me, I beg you. You don't murder me. There's recognition of power and then there's worship of it, right? And that's what makes these figures devilish here with the tail. Worshipping the power. All right? So think about that. There's recognition of power and then there's worshiping power. Okay? The Oz indeed was quite great and quite powerful. I mean, they had a nice city, didn't they? Yeah, okay, it's behind the curtain and it's all, mirage, but there was also a certain stability there. Understand? So, behind the mirage, again, think about that. Think about, are we holding on to something that we want or something that we don't want? I mean, of course, he ends up choosing to go home, and so does she. So they didn't have to, worship this imaginary thing anymore. And that's the thing, sometimes we get into something that's more imagined, and then it becomes bigger than reality. If it's too big for us to carry, then it becomes heavy. And again, that sound effect there, okay? All right, moving on. Clarifying, please, this 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Bears, hard-working little bears, bearing down. Bear market. Dun, dun, dun. Well, it does definitely, I don't know what's going, it's hard to keep up with all the differences. Anyway, subtleties. I only have so many hours in a day. Musician. This is the Magician card. Infinite possibilities. And here, look who showed up. They're like, yay! So maybe you are actually working with somebody on a project. Maybe you actually are a musician. Maybe you play a stringed instrument. Maybe somebody is like gonna, create a photograph or a painting for you, okay, about this project. What else do we have here in the collective? Don't tread on me. Snake getting his own tail. Catch a tiger by the tail. Tony the Tiger. Bombs away. Right, Bobby? We are everywhere. Oh my goodness, ladies, ladies. You know what? I will say that it was about a year ago that I was at Wrigley Field for Dead & Company, and Dead & Company put the Save Our Rights banner. So I thought that was quite nice for all the mothers out there. Anyway, this is the Empress card, the mother. The mother of the mothers. You ain't getting anything past the warden, yo. Right? Okay. Rain or shine, she's here. She's about the business. About taking care of the babies. Yes. This 3 here, and we have a 333 basically. Okay. So, and again, this is Libra energy too with the Empress, so that may be significant for you or whoever you are dealing with. Now, talk about manifesting some miracles. For some of you, this could be children as well. All right. Alrighty. I hope you all enjoyed this message. I am going to pull a Moonology card here for y'all. If you've been watching, I believe Venus is out there hanging out with the moon currently. A couple months ago, a month or so ago, 6 weeks ago, it was Mars. And but now it appears to be Venus. Ooh. We just get you one real quick. You don't here. You on it. You on it. Well, they said stop, so. Right? Adjustments are required. What does that mean for you, collective? Adjustments. Well, yeah, maybe again, purging. So you can fit it into the box, okay? Focus on your visualization, I think is going to be very important for you. Having clarity in the situation. Maybe for you that means getting a tarot reading done. I do personal readings. I send private links out, 30 minutes for 45 currently. It does take time to get this message out. Anyway, show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. All the information can be found in the description link, or those that know me personally can get a hold of me other ways. So, Aquarians known to be very interesting and individual types, right? The water bearer as well. Because even though they're an air sign, Aquarians are like, that doesn't mean I can't carry water around like these water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, that think they're so intuitive and crazy, right? Have you ever met an Aquarius? Okay. Very intellectual, very free-thinking. And I feel like they just allow people the grace to be themselves. Okay. So that might be part of this truth here, that you're dropping this facade, okay, around this devil card so that you can focus again. So being the water bear here, and you have 1 foot in, even though it's a Sagittarius fire sign, 1 foot on the ground, but 1 foot wading through that water. And it's not going to be so much of a weight anymore, okay? Once you show the world the real you. Boo. Okay, 22 on the clock. Oh, 2. That's 2 and 2 from me to you, okay? Please manifest wisely. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.